This is what I've got working on right now. 1965 Ford F250. There's a lot that I've already done to it so far. Of course, I had to apply a battery, replace terminals, terminal wires, starter solenoid, all the fun stuff. This truck was sitting in a field for 20 years. It was last registered in 2001, and I picked it up. Sadly, the hood was ripped off. And of course, I mean, as you can see, there's dirt all over the engine, and there was a lot more. There were tons of squirrels' nests under here, then mice nests in the cab. But the wind also caught the hood and ripped it off. And so I did what any good person would do and used vice grips, clamps, and a welder and put it back together in a super janky fashion. But it works, so that's all that matters. See why this is off. The wiring in here, if you can't tell, it's not good. But that's just going to be part of the fun. Let's see, it does have a bit of dent in the side. I'll be able to get that out. Top clearance lights are neat. I'll probably have to replace them. I was looking, I can't really find anywhere to get new ones or get replacements. It didn't have brake lights when I picked it up, but I was able to get I had to redo quite a bit on the brakes also. I had to get the master cylinder, I had to get a new pressure switch, figure out how it was supposed to be wired. I just had it temporarily put together for right now. When I'm finally getting this a bit more roadworthy, I will be getting all the wires together. I have a rebuilt 2-barrel on there that I got out of a scrapyard. The one that was on it was pretty well shot. Also had to replace the fuel pump. Who'd have thunk it? It was shooting gasoline everywhere. And while installing the battery, I was distracted by one of my children and I put it on backwards, and so I fried the alternator. So, Biola, new alternator. And I did put these Power by Ford covers on there, the valve covers. Oh, and I had to get a new accelerator cable because that was absolutely shot, and so was the spring, so had to get all that reassembled. My overflow tank, which is, I believe, from an international harvester, but the cap is from a 70s Corvette, so I had to rewire or redo all that. The radiator had horrible leaks in it, and so I put just some of that aluminum stuff in there, let it melt down. Runs pretty good right now. I do need to get a grommet still for that valve cover. It's just the exhaust runoff though, so I know that probably wasn't the right word, but it'll be alright. I did have to do, like I said, quite a bit. I'm having to do quite a bit to the wiring. A lot of it was chewed up. But, I mean, yeah, that's what happens. Stuff sits in the field for that long. Now for some of the fun part, I had to put a new cover on the seat, of course. It was in really, really, really bad shape. Eventually I'm going to actually recover the whole seat, but for right now I think that works. You'll see a couple steering wheels over there. The blue one completely broke apart at the bottom. So while going through the scrapyard today, I found this one off of a 81 F-150. It's a bit smaller, so I'll see if it works. Just give a little bit more room while driving it. And got mirrors over here. Currently, if you can't tell, I have a decently small garage and way too much stuff in it. So that's why, for right now, I'm just kind of using the bed here as a tool shelf. But if you can see, the bed's pretty well rotten away. It had side posts on it. They're all jacked, but it's alright. There was also, this is a dump bed, which I haven't been able to activate it yet, but I'll be working towards that when I get there. It's not high on my priority list. Let's take a look on the inside. Get this cord here out of the way for me. So here's the glory of the inside. Like I said, wiring is in pretty bad shape, so I'm kind of working on that right now. Turn signal indicator was snapped and it was wired up real awkwardly, so as of right now I don't have turn signals, I have emergency flashers, but that's alright. It will. See if I can crank it up real quick for you. It does start, so let's see. Yeah, buddy. Didn't choke it long enough, but that's alright. You know, I'm in a closed garage, don't really want to run that. The engine's working pretty well. I had to swap out, I think, 6 of the push rods. They were bent, but that's alright. I mean, it runs, so I'll take that for right now. Another thing, the way the lights were previously wired together, if I had them on for probably more than 5 minutes, I guess the truck probably would have caught on fire. It didn't have the high-low selector switch there. It was just kind of taped together. With the previous turn signal indicator, which is right here, as you can see, it was snapped. And so this wasn't there. It had this beauty right here, which still wasn't wired up right, and so all it would do is turn on the hazards. I'm doing my best to get this running again. I'm going to try to eventually get it as close to original as I can, but I didn't want that thing just kind of hanging off the side. As you can see, here's some of the tape. Couldn't guess. Busted, chewed up,